How to rank #1 on YouTube and Google search results in 2021 using SEO and social media marketing. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is James Jernigan. I'm also known as the Free State Flipper, and I'm super excited to make this video for you guys today for two reasons. Number one, I think the tips I'm about to share with you are going to be super helpful for helping you drive more targeted traffic to your YouTube channel, your website, your social media accounts, whatever it is that you do. This is going to help people who are looking for what you do find you and make your content that much more accessible. Number two, the second reason I'm excited to make this video for you is this video is featuring an awesome local band called Def Scene. Now, this is my friend Eric's band, and I've known Eric and Dave and Brett, members of the band, for at least 10 years now. I've gone to a ton of their shows. I think they make great music, and I'd love for more people to see it. So today I'm going to be showing them how they can optimize their YouTube channel to have even more people find the awesome music they make. But the cool thing is these tips are going to apply to anyone who wants to get found for anything on the internet. And I'm going to show you how you can use YouTube to do that and not only be found on YouTube, but also have your YouTube videos be found in Google search results, so that anytime someone's looking for you online, they find your content. So let's jump right into it. The first thing I like to do when I start doing SEO for anything is just see what comes up in the search results. So I have an incognito window open here, YouTube pulled up. Let's just go ahead and hit enter on a search for Def Scene, which is once again the title of their band. So initially the results look pretty good at first. We have we have a video of theirs, a music video, popping up as the #1 result. That's great. Under that we have a mix of their music, which with what looks to be 50 videos. Again, excellent. Over here on the right we have they're identified as music. There's a bunch of songs listed here, so we're off to a great start already. Here the number 3 result is the number 3 result is not the band, so that's something else random. 4th result, and then down here at the 5th result is their channel. And if we keep scrolling, you see a bunch of other stuff from what I guess TV shows. Here we have somebody else posting footage of their band, which is great. It's going to help you get found, nothing wrong with that. But so the goal of what I'm going to do here today with showing Def Scene and anybody else who wants to rank their content online is how to get, first of all, this channel to be the #1 result when you search for Def Scene. The second thing you want to happen is to have all or as many as possible of these results on the first page be your band and your music or your product or whatever it is that you're trying to rank on YouTube. So the next thing I like to check after searching for just the band, right, because the only people that are going to be searching for the band are people who already know that you exist, and that's not necessarily what we want to do with marketing and getting new listeners and getting new people to book the band and all of that. So what someone might be searching for, what you might want to be found for, is like, say, progressive rock in Baltimore. So I'll just go ahead and search that. And here we go. We have another band, several other bands popping up. Let's see if they show up. So not seeing them on the first page for progressive rock. Here I just did a Google search for Def Scene, so their website comes up, then their Facebook comes up, so that's great. Then we have a bunch of videos, and unfortunately the first video result is not the band, it's something else. And then here underneath that we have a couple other videos and then another random TV show or whatever it is. So this can all be cleaned up just by using YouTube as well, even without doing SEO on your defscenemusic.com site, which would obviously help, but even with that aside. And so here I searched math rock Baltimore, and here the top #1 post is a Reddit post, and beneath that you know, just some other random articles and stuff. And what this means is that there's a lot of potential. If a Reddit post, not even like a website dedicated 2, math rock in Baltimore is coming up. That means there's tons of room for you to rank, whether it's a website or a YouTube video, in this #1 spot. And that's what's going to really drive traffic and get more people finding you, is when people search the type of music they want to find in their city. Boom, that's where you want to show up. So another example is book a hard rock band in Baltimore. That's what someone might search, like a bar owner or a venue owner who was looking for a band to book. They might not have heard of you. So this is another spot you're going to want to pop up, and it does not look like you are at first. Just, I've just spent a couple minutes looking at this, but so that's kind of the goal. That's where we're headed. Thank you guys for sticking with me so far. Eric, Dave, and Brett, I really hope this helps you with your YouTube channel and with your band, and I'd love to see you guys get a lot more traffic. So I'll get started with the tips in just a minute, but I just want to show you guys exactly what the point of SEO is, what it can do for you, and so you really understand the value of what I'm trying to give you here. So, for example, if you search internet marketing in Maryland on Google, this #1 top result is my SEO business here. So that could be the same for hard rock in Maryland. You could have the first result either by following the tips I'm giving you or just working with me directly. And so here's another example of that. I just got back from a week-long trip to Arizona and Utah on vacation. I went there for my sister's wedding, and I thought it would be fun while I'm there to try and rank as the #1 SEO in Arizona while I was there. So this has 2021 at the end of it, but still, that's just a couple short months away. And if you search best Arizona SEO 2021, here you see YouTube and 2 YouTube videos, and there's my name, so it's my video. 2 YouTube videos are ranking. So that should give you an idea of the power of YouTube when you optimize your videos correctly, that here I am ranking as best Arizona SEO of 2021, just a couple months before 2021. And right under my YouTube videos, you'll notice is my website. And if you take a closer look at these YouTube videos, you'll see my website listed in the description. I do that for a reason, because since Google owns YouTube, they give it a lot of trust and authority. So when a YouTube video links to a website, if it's all relevant, Google is going to recognize that and rank the website along with the video. So that's what I've done here. And if you're still not impressed with coming up first for internet marketing in Maryland, best Arizona SEO 2021, what about New York City, the most crowded place in the English speaking language, or at least here in North America. So once again, best New York City SEO 2021. If you take a look at the results here, directly under this featured snippet, which is automatically generated by Google, here I have the top result with my website. And the way I was able to do this was by creating YouTube channels specifically for best NYC SEO, best Arizona SEO, and then uploading content to those YouTube channels. And just to show you guys how easy this is, the content on those channels I created using an app. I didn't even hold the phone up and record a video like I'm doing now and spend time on it. It took me about 10 minutes to create those videos. I then ranked them on YouTube, which then ranked my website. And you guys can do the same for your band. And just one more example here. You could just search best SEO Lower East Side. This isn't even 2021. This is just straight up best SEO Lower East Side. And while I don't have the top result here, if you scroll down, you will find my website on the first page for SEO Lower East Side. And I'm sharing this not to brag. I'm just sharing this because I'm beyond impressed with how well this stuff is working. And I can't wait to share it with more people, especially my friends, like the guys in Deaf Scene. So I really hope this video helps you and anybody else who wants to find content on Google. So I don't want to drag this out any longer. Let's jump right into exactly what you need to do to take over the search results for not only Deaf Scene, but progressive rock, math rock, fast rock, hard rock, whatever adjectives you guys have to describe your band, whatever you want to be found for, that's what we're going to do. So here is a checklist I've put together, and we'll just kind of work through it real quick, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by each one of these things. So the first thing you're going to start with is your channel name. Currently, your channel name is just Def Scene, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can make it better. And I've listed a few examples here. What you want to do, the title is super powerful. Your YouTube channel name is super powerful for SEO. So what you're going to want to do is include some more detail in the title. That's not necessarily for humans that see it. This is for Google categorizing your content within all of the other content that exists, and there's a ton of it. So you want to get more specific. So you might say Def Scene, Baltimore's prog rock band, or Def Scene, Charm City's hardest rocking band, Def Scene, mind melting math rock, or most frequently booked band in Baltimore. That's whatever you make it is gonna be unique to you. So that's something you need to do. I can't really make that for you, but that's my suggestion to start with, is to put more detail in the title, like adjectives, authority words like top, best, favorite, stuff like that does really well. But make it unique to you. So the next thing is the about section, and I just want to make sure to walk you guys through this as we go. So let's pull your channel up again here. This is not the right one. This is an auto-generated, YouTube auto-generates channels for the band, so that's what's popping up over here. Here, this one with 130 subscribers, I believe, is the one. Here we go. Yeah, you've got playlists. This is the playlists are good, but anyway, so the about section here, you have one sentence: the largest collection of Def Scene videos available online. So the way that search engines work is they can only go off of what you provide them. So if you only provide them a sentence, that's all they know about your band. So even if another band is terrible and just started making music yesterday and they sound like garbage, but they write 150 or 1,000 word description, Google's going to rank them above you for the sheer fact that they have more data. So that's the first thing you want to start. And here I kind of put together how I would make the about section if I was trying to rank a YouTube channel for a band. The first thing I would do is describe the band. Hey, meet Dave, Eric, and Brett from Baltimore. We play heavy progressive alternative rock, or however you want to word it, all over Maryland and the entire country. So right there, what I've done is already use the names, and I would use first and last name because it's going to help more people that know you find it. And then here you can see I used a handful of adjectives, not just heavy rock or progressive rock, alternative. And even if you're not all these things necessarily, if you don't consider yourself that, people who are searching for that might still like your band. So I would put as many different, keep it relevant. You don't want to put like opera singer in there because then people will be offended when they find it, and you get what I'm saying. But anything that might even be like a little bit relevant to what you do, you want to put it in the description. So then I go on to say in venues like the 8x10, Rams Head Live, Baltimore Soundstage. And what this is doing is giving Google location data. It's telling Google, not so much, like people go to YouTube to watch the video. Most people are not going to read your description, so I wouldn't worry too much about little details, but you want to focus on being found. So what that's doing is giving Google location data saying, okay, this band plays at these places. So people who are searching other stuff from that place, you might pop up in the suggested videos because you also play at these places. So that's another thing to keep in mind. And then I say, much like your favorite bands, insert similar sounding bands here. So, I haven't been as active in the music community in the past few years as I have been, so I don't necessarily know off the top of my head of examples of bands that sound similar to you guys, but I would list 4 or 5 of them, be like, if you like Metallica, check us out, or what, whatever. And then just, we'll absolutely rock your face off, whatever, make it personal to you. And then you want to create some urgency too. So I have this is pretty corny, but our shows sell out in 5 minutes every time. But you get the idea. You see what I'm trying to do. You want to make people want to interact with you, not just read it and say, okay. You want them to read it and be like, oh wow, I need to connect with this band. So then I would have more detail about the band members, a short bio. Why do you guys like playing music? How did you get started? What are your goals as a band? Stuff like that. And if you don't have a lot of time to spend on this right now, even just putting something there, even if it's corny, is better than nothing. And then I would just go on and do the same thing about equipment and gear. I would say we use XYZ brand amps and such cords and this, and this pedal, and we use them for this reason. And you want to, I don't remember exactly how how many characters they let you put in your description. But that's the idea of like how much information you want in there, and you want to make it super relevant to you, but as broad as possible for that relevancy. And what I mean by that is the content should be specific to your band, but you want to use as many adjectives for all the different kinds of music you play and equipment you use as possible. So the next thing I want to talk about here is playlists, and you guys have some, and so you're already on the right track. But what you can do with playlists is, if you look at the titles here, Random, Studio 14 Session, 3 Pound Universe, so that's an album, this is a show. This is the best one that you guys have right here, Metropolitan Lounge, Annapolis, Maryland, and the date. That's a lot of information in there. But another thing I would do is, just like I was recommending with authority words, adjectives, and location, such as best, favorite, top rated, Baltimore, stuff like that, I would incorporate that into your titles, into your playlists. And you can make, the more playlists you make, the more chances you have of popping up in the results when somebody searches something. So it might behoove you to make a math rock playlist, a prog rock playlist, slow jams playlist, as many as you can, and then just put 3 or 4 videos in there. It doesn't even matter if some of the playlists have the same videos in them. You don't want it to be identical, because Google will think you're spamming, if they're all the exact same. But shake it up, and the more the merrier, because that's just more opportunities for people to find you. And like I said, using the authority words is going to help bump you above other people in the results. So then it comes to channels, is the next recommendation I would have for you, and that's this tab right here. And this channel doesn't feature any other channels. So what you can start out by doing, the laziest thing you can do, is just add some other Baltimore bands in here, maybe Pigeons playing ping pong. And the reason I list them is because they do a great job using social media marketing and YouTube and stuff like that. They're, they do a great job of keeping people engaged with their content. And so that's the first thing you can do. But what I would recommend doing is, I have this listed here, make several new channels. You can do this under the same Gmail account. There's an option to just create a new channel, but it's more powerful if you create a new Gmail account and a new YouTube channel under that Gmail account. And this is a valuable tip that not a lot of people will tell you, but if you have an Android device, you don't need to verify your new Gmail account with a phone number. Gmail, once you've created a certain amount of accounts, wants you to verify with a phone number, and I don't know how long this will last, but right now, if you use an Android device, you can create new Gmail accounts. I don't know if there's a limit, but I know I've made like 20 or 30 of them in the past couple months, and haven't had a problem. So use that before they get rid of it. I hope this video has more valuable tips for you guys, so thanks for sticking with me. Like I was saying, create a new channel, several new channels, and what you want to do with them is maybe create a channel for each member of the band, Eric's channel, Dave's channel, Brett's channel, and on that channel you can just you do whatever you want with it. You can film a little bit of practice, you can talk about your instruments, you can talk about what's going on in your personal life if you feel comfortable sharing that. If not, you could just say like, hey, every week, like, this is my list of music I'm listening to this week. What you put out is not so important as much as you're putting out consistently. And the more often you put out content, the more content that's going to exist online, the bigger advantage you're going to have over your competitors. So that's a big thing to keep in mind. And that's another reason you want to get started now, even if you feel like you might not want to crank up, maybe you're busy with work, you're busy with whatever you're doing, and you don't want to crank up stuff on the band right now. By doing this social media stuff and this YouTube stuff now, and by building an audience, then when you're ready to play a show and you put the word out, hey, we're playing a show, boom, it'll sell out right away, instead of now we have to do the marketing, now we have to tell people we're a band and that we exist and that we're playing a show and what kind of music we play. It'll just be better to have all these people know you right off the bat. So each channel is a new opportunity to reach a new audience with different keywords or different topics. So the thing to keep in mind is the more specific you keep your channel, the more valuable the engagement on that channel is going to be. Because if you're covering 100 different topics on one channel, then when you upload content, people may or may not watch it because they might think it might not relate to them because the last 3 videos you put out was something they didn't care about. So by making more channels, you can create more content but still keep it super specific, so that when somebody finds the how to play really fast math rock on 6-string bass, then they'll find your video. And that's a new subscriber. And one thing to keep in mind is getting people to subscribe is super important. So it's something you want to say in every video, whether it's at the beginning or the end. Be like, hey, if you like our band, be sure to subscribe, because a subscriber is going to be pretty much the most valuable thing to any business. Because instead of like an ad that you have to pay for that someone sees once, when someone's a subscriber or a follower, they're seeing your content every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, like if it's on Facebook or Instagram and you're posting frequently. And the more times somebody sees your message, the more likely they are to trust you, the more likely they are to buy from you, whether that's buy an album, buy a ticket to a show, book you as a band, whatever it is. People buy from people they know and trust, so the more people that know and trust you, more people that are going to buy from you. And then the last thing is, be sure to link these under your channels tab. Like once you go ahead and create them, you want to come back to this channels tab and add them here, so that not only other people can find them when they're on your channel, but it's going to tell YouTube and Google that these people or these channels or these topics are associated with this band, Def Scene. So hope that's helpful. Moving on to videos. So videos, you're going to do essentially the same thing I've just showed you with optimizing your channel. You're going to use location and authority words in the titles of your video. Now obviously with songs, you're not going to want to do that. Like this is good the way you have your songs titled. The title of the song by Def Scene is great, especially with these like album ones. You might not want more than that. But when you start putting out like maybe a bass tips video, or guitar tips, or check out this new pedal we unboxed, or here's us having a food fight at Pizza Hut, or whatever it is, that's when you're going to want to start incorporating location and authority words like Dave and Eric ponder the meaning of life in Fells Point over a slice of pizza from Pizza Boli's, or whatever. But like, you want that level of specificness. Like there's 100 characters that they allow you to have in your YouTube title. I like to use as many of them as possible with keywords and descriptions in there. But the thing is, it has to be coherent. It has to make sense. You can't just list a bunch of keywords with a comma. Google's going to think you're spamming. It's not going to show that video to anybody. But if you can make a sentence that makes sense with a bunch of keywords in it, that's when Google and YouTube are just going to slam your stuff to the top of search results, at least from my experience. You guys try this stuff on your own. Let me know what you think. Please drop a comment down below. If you could just leave a comment and let me know what you found most valuable in this video, that's going to help me make even better content in the future, because that's what I'm going to focus on, is the stuff you guys comment and tell me that you found useful, or something that you need more information on. So it would be a huge help if Eric, Dave, you guys watching this, anybody else who sees this video, just let me know if I told you anything you didn't know about, or if there's anything you need cleared up. So the next tip for videos is personal. Make videos talking, like showing your face, so that people get to know you. And that goes back to the same thing I said about before, about people buy from people they know and trust. So if you want people to buy from you, you want to make money doing what you love, playing music, playing shows, making albums, you need a lot of people to know about it. You need a lot of people to like you and trust you. So the number one way you're going to do that is by getting out there, putting your face out there. I mean, you guys have known me for like 10 years. I'm an introvert to the core. I don't talk to people at parties. I don't go out to bars like on my own. But you see me making a lot of YouTube videos. It's not because it's comfortable. It's still super weird talking into my camera. It's even more weird when I see myself talking on the television or the computer screen or whatever. But I just did the math, and I realized that, hey, if I really want to do my thing and make money doing what I love, people need to know what it is I do. They're not going to know unless I tell them. And I feel it would be idiotic not to use these powerful tools we have called smartphones and computers to put my message on autopilot. And that's exactly why I make YouTube videos, because every time I upload one, that is a message that is going to continue playing on repeat for the rest of my life, or the rest of YouTube's life, or, you know, as long as these platforms exist. People can find that information 24/7. I don't have to pick up my phone and explain to somebody that I do SEO and that I make websites and that I make YouTube videos and explain how that's good for marketing and sales and all of this, because they can find that information on their own. They can just type into Google Internet Marketing Maryland and find me. So the same thing can happen with Def Scene, prog rock, best band to book in Maryland, nicest band, you know, you get the idea. So the next thing I want to say is post consistently. This might be the most important out of all the tips I'm giving you. I would say 1 video per week minimum. Posting daily is better, but you know, everybody's got their own schedule and all of that. So the more often you post, the better it is. The more consistently you post, like if you post the same day of the week every week, that's even better, but just do the best you can. The sooner you get started, the more traffic you're going to get, and hopefully the more money you'll make. So another thing is you want to have a call to action in the top of your description. And the reason being is when we look here at YouTube results in Google specifically, you're going to see some text here, and it's going to show you like the first sentence or the first snippet of your description. So you want to make sure to have a call to action there. So when people see these results, it says, hey, click on this video, or hey, check out this band. You don't want it to just say like, we played music. Like, you know, nobody's going to click on that. So put a call to action in the top of your description, ideally in the first like few characters. Your description for your videos should be, again, at least 2,000 characters, but the more the better. The more information you give Google, the more information it has to go by when categorizing your content and deciding where to rank it. And you want to rank number 1, so a good idea would be to give Google more information than all of your competitors are giving it. And one of the last things, you need thumbnails that pop. Use a crazy face, you know, make face like, you know, you see people like to do the O face, and you know, whatever. The crazier the face, the more people that click on it. I know you feel silly. I feel silly doing it too, but I've tried it. It works. People click on the crazy faces. They want to see why the hell you're making that crazy face. They click on the video. They get to know you. They like you. They subscribe, and then suddenly, you know, your dreams are coming true. So the last tip I have for you is clickbait thumbnails, titles, and content. Keep people engaged. You don't want to overdo it and you know, annoy people, but you do want to make it enticing, even if it's a little scandalous, a little spicy. It might make some people, you know, you don't want to make anybody angry, but if you ruffle a little feathers, that's great, because then they're going to tell your friends, they're going to share the post, and more people are going to know about you. And, you know, don't forget, you can't please everybody. There are going to be some people that dislike your videos. There are going to be some people that talk smack. It is what it is. They're not paying the bills, so just focus on you. Keep doing you. You guys have been making amazing music for 10 years. Dave, Eric, Brett, I love you guys' band. I want to see you guys absolutely crush it. So I really hope you take these tips and implement them. You know, you can reach out to me. You have my cell phone number, and anybody else who wants to get in touch with me, like I said, just search Internet Marketing Maryland or Baltimore City SEO, or just search my name, James Jernigan. You will find me on Google, and I can help you get found on Google as well. So one last time, if you appreciated me sharing these tips with you, please hit that bright red subscribe button so you get all the tips I share in the future. And if you hit the thumbs up or drop a comment down below, that's just going to help the engagement and help the algorithm show my video to even more people who it might help. So I'd really appreciate that. And like I said, I hope you guys have a lot of success getting found on Google, and I hope you found this video helpful. Take it easy.